In this episode of the How to Get on Reality TV podcast, we talk about how to figure out what your selling point is in casting. Welcome to the How to Get on Reality TV podcast with Dan Giesling, where I answer your reality TV casting questions once a week. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the How to Get on Reality TV podcast. My name's Dan Giesling, and I'm excited to be here today because we have a great question from Parker, which is all about figuring out how to figure out or how to determine what your unique selling point is in casting. Before we get into answering Parker's question, I want to remind you guys about the step-by-step guide. You know, casting for some shows are now over, and now is a good point to start planning on things for the next year, to start understanding what you need to do for the next steps. And I wrote a guide that will help you exactly how to do that by going to howtogetonrealitytv.net/guide. You can learn all about it. There's worksheets, it tells a story, it tells you what you need to expect, what you need to work on. So you can check out that by going to howtogetonrealitytv.net/guide. And let's go ahead and jump into this week's question from Parker. He asked two, and we're going to address both of them. But the main one is pretty, you can apply it to a lot of different things, even outside of reality TV. We're not going to jump into that. We're going to talk about the answer only in regards to how to get on reality TV. I'm going to stop rambling, and let's hear from Parker.
Hey Dan, how's it going? My name's Parker, and I've been using your material for quite some time now. My question to you is, how do I determine what my selling point should be when I do decide to apply to be on Big Brother? I like to think that I'm a pretty interesting guy. I have a lot of unique traits about me. How do I decide what needs to be my selling point in order to help me get cast? And another question I have is, because I'm not quite 21 years old yet, what can I do now to start preparing for when I can finally apply? I've tried making videos like you mentioned before, getting better and getting experience talking to a camera, but what else can I do? And ultimately, what can I do to calm my nerves for if I do end up making it to semifinals? Thanks so much, and I hope to hear from you soon.
All right, Parker, thank you so much for submitting your question through the website. And, you know, Parker, right off the bat, sounds like he has a really dynamic personality. And at least through audio, it sounds like he's been working on it. And Parker, correct me if I'm wrong, send me a tweet. But I'm guessing that's not how you normally talk in your real life, or if you do, good for you, because you sound naturally engaging. But anyways, Parker's first question is, what is my unique selling point? You know, he mentioned in talking, he's like, I have some unique traits, and that's a great spot to start, is identifying what is unique about yourself. And he said, I have some unique traits. That's huge. So the first thing you want to do is identify those unique traits. And in regards to identifying them, that's important, but what's more important is how you translate that in your story, whether through an open casting call or a video, but you translate your unique traits through unique stories. So, for example, if you one of your unique traits is you're particularly persistent, you know, instead of saying, and this, you know, we've talked about this before in the podcast, but instead of saying, hey, you know, I'm a really persistent person, I don't take no for an answer, I'm never going to quit. Well, and instead of saying that, what's more important is how you can elaborate on that by sharing a story that demonstrates that. For example, you know, growing up, I wanted to be the best pizza delivery boy, and I wanted to set the record. So one night, you know, I delivered 60 pizzas in one night, and it's the store record that stands today. And you know, there was points where I was tired and wanted to give up, and the door slammed on me, and you know, they stiffed me on a tip, but I wanted to break that record. So if you got into the details about telling what you had to do to hit that record or to push yourself to deliver 60 pizzas, you know, that's really what you want to do with those unique traits. So first off, identify those unique traits, and then two, find a story or tell a story that demonstrates that trait that you've had in your life. The second question, so I hope that helps. And if you don't know where to start with your unique traits, try to take an objective look at yourself. So that's really difficult to do, but take a look at yourself as if you saw yourself on TV and see, okay, where do I fit in? Am I a body? I always use the example. Am I a bodybuilder? Am I a model? Am I a teacher? Am I a lawyer? Am I a police officer? Am I, a college student? College student is never, in my opinion, is never enough. You have to be the college student who blanks, who has a weird obsession, who's overly nerdy, whatever it is. So you need to take an objective look at that and see exactly, take a step not from how you see yourself, but how someone that has never met you before would see you. So that would help. The second thing the second question you asked, Parker, that I wanted to address, so you said that, you're not 21 yet, but you want to get to a point where you're not nervous when you do get to the semifinals, which is, by the way, which is awesome that you're already projecting yourself there and thinking of success, because that's half the battle. But so how do you calm your nerves? There's really 3 things you can do. First thing is to know your stuff. Know your story, know the stories you want to tell, know the things you want to talk about, and basically go in prepared. Go in and don't wing it. That's going to help. So that'll help alleviate some stress and help calm your nerves. The second thing you can do is go do it. So I know you mentioned you're not 21 yet. Well, there's nothing from stopping you to going to an open casting call for a show that you may not really care about and say that you're 21. Does it really matter if you go through that and you go to an open casting call? And even if you shoot an audition video, I would recommend you go to open casting call for some other show just to get a feel for what you're up against and just get a feel for the process, because that will help. But even if you have to overestimate your age to get into an open casting call, do it, because that experience will help calm your nerves. And the third thing, go in and have fun. The big thing I know a lot of people do, and I get emails all the time say, hey, Dan, I made it to the semifinals and I just bombed it because I was so nervous. And these people, people that bomb these semifinal interviews, they often put so much pressure on themselves because they treat it like a job, or they treat it like the end all be all. Go in and treat it like, honestly, the mindset is this is what I use, and it doesn't work for everyone, but it helped me. I use the mindset that they'd be lucky to have me on the show, not that I have to be on the show, even though that's how I really felt. Go in like they'd be lucky to have you on the show, and you don't want to say you don't care, but you don't want to let them know how bad you want it by the way that you act. I know that maybe sound a little bit convoluted, but I hope it makes sense to you, Parker. So Parker, as a small thank you for you sending in your question through the website at howtogetonrealitytv.net/ask. We're going to send you a free digital copy of my story, How a Normal Guy Got Cast on Reality TV. And if you want your question answered on the show, just like Parker, you can go to howtogetonrealitytv.net/ask and submit your question through your mobile phone. You just go to the website. You can do it from a tablet or from your browser. It's a really easy voicemail. It's one-click record. It's straightforward, and you can have your question answered on the show. And like I said, you guys are the ones that drive the show, so people like Parker that submit their questions, thank you so much, because you guys make the show. And Parker, I hope this helped answer your question. Well, that wraps up another episode of the How to Get on Reality TV podcast. And once again, a special thanks to Parker for submitting that question. Just a reminder, if you guys want some additional help in helping start your casting story journey and figuring out what your unique traits are, I encourage you to check out the guide that I wrote, howtogetonrealitytv.net/guide, for more information. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would encourage you guys also check out the new casts that have been released. See if you can break them down into certain casting stereotypes. That'll give you an idea. And a lot of you guys probably have already done that. You're making judgments on people that have been cast on a show based on a simple bio. And if you can understand how that works and the judgments that you're making on people and the preferences you're making on people, you can start to understand what's going to make you a unique character. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll be back next Monday, same place, same time. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Later.